Welcome to another episode of the Soothing Semantics podcast. I am your host, Rafi Pinsky. As always, make sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, leave your comments. South Florida real estate, if you're not making Aliyah yet, hopefully you are. I'm never pushing anyone away from moving to Israel, but for whatever reason, you're looking to move to South Florida, make sure to get in contact with me for all of your real estate needs. Without further ado, we have Sheikh Cowboy Yishai Fleisher. If you don't understand the joke, it means you don't watch enough of his content. So start watching more of his content, and you'll get my joke. All right, howdy, Kif
I got,
Halek. How are
I
you?
got,
Yeah.
I have a few different characters, and they sometimes just show up during my shows. You know what I'm saying?
All
There you go.
right.
That's right. And some
All
people
right,
like it,
boy.
some people don't, but I don't care. Got to do what I got to do. Got to get out there and be
There's what's
strong.
on his mind, never takes it back. We have Cowboy Fleischer on the
I got
podcast.
I got many characters, Baruch
You have
Hashem,
the
but
wig. Where's the blonde wig? You got the
it's
blonde
all
wig
it's
next to you?
all it's all here. It's all here. All the different characters are here. But in the end, in the end, it shows the various type of folks that are involved in the story of Israel.
Yeah.
Um, if it's the progressives, if it's the Arabs, if it's the pro-Israel Bible people, there's all kinds of folks that are involved in one way or the other, and we're all super excited about God in gathering the Jewish people to the land of Israel, and it just has a big impact, theological, geopolitical, financial, military, and spiritual. It has impact on all these things. So is the big boom, the big bang that is the rebirth of the Jewish state in the land of Israel. It has just a tremendous impact on people. So that's why people are reacting.
I know. I see, and I'm enjoying it. I see. I know you always give Ami Kozak the credit, but little do we know, Yishai's got a bit up his sleeve too, huh?
Yeah, Ami's good, but I love comedy. That's the truth. I love comedy, and I like watching comedy, and I like being comedic. And for me, like if I'm in front of an audience and I'm making an audience laugh, that's just as good, as that's just like the happiest feeling that I get. And I like to make people laugh. And I think that also when you laugh, you you actually imbibe information better, and you just it touches a part, at least in my mind, it touches a part that helps you get over all of life's challenges. Being a human being is hard. Being a Jew is hard. Being an Israeli is hard. Being a parent is hard. Being married is hard. Balancing the checkbook is hard. It's all hard out there, and certainly serving God in this world is hard. And so, if you could also see the humor in it and keep it, help that laughter propel you forward to continuing your service during the short amount of time that we have in this world. That's important. So I like laughter. I like comedians. I think that they do an important service for this world.
No doubt, no doubt. Beautifully said. And they bring a lot of truth, and they make things more palatable for sure. They have a wonderful way of transferring truth to people that other people maybe have a harder time. Uh, I just wanted to quickly introduce you again. This is the second round, the second time that Yisha has been on my show. If you haven't watched the first episode, please go ahead and do that, and then either come right back to this one or watch this first, see the other one after, whatever you prefer. So Yisha is the international spokesperson for Hebron, or Hebron as we say, and also important to mention the historical change of Jewish sovereignty over the Cave of the Patriarchs. That's a recent
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so hold on,
Uh,
we'll get into that in a minute, but I just
yeah.
quickly want to finish. Former paratrooper, you are the host of the channel Yishai Fleisher on YouTube, podcaster, writer. Make sure to go to Fight for Israel in his link in bio on his Instagram and support his movement, support what he's doing. Uh, Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah. First thing is, language is important. I don't call the place that you referred to as the Cave of the Patriarchs. I don't use that term. I call it Tomb of the Patriarchs and Matriarchs, or Tomb of the Mamas and Papas. Why? Because the cave, which exists there, is hard to access, you're not going to ever see that cave. And then it's not just patriarchs, it's patriarchs and matriarchs. That's what makes it so unique and awesome. So I call it Tomb of the Patriarchs and Matriarchs. That's how I refer to it. It's in Hebron. It's the tomb of Abraham and Sarah, Isaac, Rebekah, Jacob, and Leah. And it should be one of Israel's iconic buildings. You should be like, Israel, just like you think India, you think Taj Mahal, you should think about the Tomb of the Patriarchs and Matriarchs, which is the 2,000-year-old building on top of tombs that are 3,500 years old, and with Muslim add-ons, recent Muslim add-ons, relatively recent historically speaking. And that site is in the heart of Jewish Hebron, which is surrounded by Arab Hebron, and that building has been under the control of the Islamic Waqf for a long time. And since they are so indolent, lazy, regressive, and abusive, and since they don't allow normalization of the site, then Israel is starting to take away various control rights that they have.
That's very hurtful language, Mr. Fleischer. There may be people that wouldn't appreciate such language, Mr. Yeah.
Listen, when you don't clean up the tombs, when you keep things dirty, when you keep things purposefully at a lower, when you keep stuff purposefully dirty and ugly just so that you could assert control of it and keep the Jews out. When you do that, then after a while, people are like, you know what? You're not playing nice, and you're not doing nice for people around the world, the billions of people that want to connect with the heritage of Abraham. So when you do that, after a while, Israel's like waking up, and also with the work of many good people, including myself, to try to normalize that site. Just think about this, Rafi, for a second. Just think about the reality that Israel has not so far made the Tomb of the Mamas and Papas into an iconic visual. Like when you think of Israeli buildings, what building do you think of, Rafi? What do you, I say to you? I say to you, Sydney, Australia. You say which building comes
Oh,
out?
the opera
Right,
house.
right. I see you're not like a big opera fan. Am I right?
It depends. It depends. Well, I like Andrea Bocelli.
Okay.
I can appreciate a good Andrea Bocelli.
Okay. What is an iconic
That's
building? When I
peak.
say when I say
Wait, wait, wait,
when I say
wait,
Tel
wait.
Aviv, what building do you think of?
That's I was gonna say that's peak shower music. I do sing opera in the shower sometimes. I've done it before. I'll do it again. What were you gonna say?
What happens in the shower stays in the shower. But I'm asking you, what building do you think is iconic of Tel Aviv?
Azrieli Towers, iconic of Tel Aviv. I mean, building wise or just anything?
Your lack of an answer belies the fact that there is no iconic building. And what's the iconic building of Jerusalem? What's the iconic piece of
Should be the
architecture?
temple. It should be the Temple Mount, but it's the mosque. Realistically,
Right,
it's Al Aqsa.
right.
Not even the Quds.
Not Al-Aqsa, not Al-Aqsa, the Dome of the Rock, the
Right, the Dome of
Karam
the Rock. Yeah,
al-Sharif, right? Okay,
right.
and okay, that is the iconic building, and maybe the Western Wall.
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so you have basically a sad Jewish site and a Muslim suppression site, and when I think about Israel, give me what's your iconic building of Israel?
I can't think of any.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Hmm.
And so you have this building, which is the Marat Machpelah, the Tomb of the Patriarchs and Matriarchs, which is beautiful, 2,000-year-old building, standing tall and straight and firm from the roots up. And yet it has not been processed as an iconic Israeli site. This is literally where the forefathers and mothers are.
True.
Built by a building built on top of those tombs by a Jewish king 2,000 years ago. Hello, hello. It's not a hard one. It's not a hard one. Make it into an
Yeah.
iconic site. Help it become the icon that it's supposed to be. So that's what we're working on. And the Waqf being smart and the Islamic trust, understanding that if Israel uses this, then they'll lose another one of little jihadi holds on our land. They stand firm against it, and they want to suppress us. They want to suppress our coming out party, baby,
Hmm.
which is what the rebirth of the Jewish state is. It's our big coming out party. We're coming
So
out as all the.
it's the religious coming out of the closet of sorts. It's very heterosexual. It's not at all.
Yeah, no, it's coming out identity wise. It's like, hello, we're out. We are back, baby. We're back. And the bad guys are like, no, no, you are not. It's is nothing. This is Palestine.
Yep.
And but we're back, and so this building has got to become what it's supposed to be, which is an awesome site. Which is an awesome site. In fact, I have a big tour today. I have a very important group at the site. We'll be taking them up to the roof today, Bezrat Hashem. So, okay, we're doing our best to take away the little baby. What did they call it in the '60s? They had a term for this: petty tyrants. The petty
Hmm.
tyrants that are jihad and the Muslim Waqf of Hebron, and hopefully we'll be making that iconic site into an iconic site.
Same needs to happen in Jerusalem. We have a similar situation there too. Same idea.
Even worse, that their Dome of the Rock has as an Islamic iconic site has been the visual language of Jerusalem.
Yep. It's
And
crazy,
like,
isn't it? Yeah.
well, when you don't have, it's sometimes the Jewish people are very smart. People love to talk about how smart Jews are. Sometimes they're kind of dumb. Giving away your land is dumb.
Hmm.
Not establishing visual language that bespeaks of what Jerusalem could and should be. That's dumb. So there's a lot of dumb things, and when you add up those dumb things, and when you allow a counter narrative to take hold of your narrative, that's dumb. And so, and then you're like, I don't know why, but like the world is against us. Israel's got bad PR. Yeah, because you're not using basic stuff. You're not using
Yeah.
your basic assets. That's dumb. What's dumb is when you have a PR global win because you have the Bible and then you don't use the Bible. You're like, we are here because of the UN and also because of the Holocaust. What about the Bible? No, not that important. Not that's not the issue here. The issue is that the UN in 1948 granted us a partition because of the Holocaust. And if you use that language and everybody's like, you are weenie, you are weak, your whole victim thing, you're trying to sell your country based on a victimhood status. Well, it doesn't work. And then you got other
Mhm.
guys like the Jihad and the Erdogan and the Jolani, you know, spritz a little spray on him, and he smells beautiful, and he's strong, and he wants, and he's big, and he and he wants to jihad your face and take over your land, but at least he wants something, and he's got and he's got a language that's clear, and so that is what wins today, and weeniness does not win. Weeniness does not win. And
Never.
you don't have to be a smart Jew to know that. It's just obvious. So we have to get back to the basics of what makes the world connect to Israel, and what makes us connect to our identity, and that's the stories of the Bible. But there are other brands that could work as well. But you got to look at the assets that you have and play them up, and not be and stop using the weenie asset. There's this thing, when you were, I don't know if you were born yet, but there was a commercial for Hefty Cinch Sack, Hefty, the garbage bags.
Hefty, 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 wimpy,
Right.
wimpy, wimpy.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Yeah.
That is right there, poli sci 101. That is right there, how you win things in this world. Are you hefty or are you wimpy? Stop being wimpy, okay? Israel's got a hefty side, but that hefty side is only like a hefty. Israel's like a nerd who like learned karate, you
Yep.
know? And then the bully comes and tries to beat up the nerd, and the nerd's like, yeah, and he hits but he goes back to being a nerd, right? He's like, he's still nerdy, and he's still like small and nerdy, but like sometimes he can hit with karate chop, you know? And
Because
Israel's
it's
got
a
a
natural inclination for most of us to be. We want to be nerdy so badly, but the world forces us. We're like, we got to fight again. Damn it!
Yeah. I'm in the middle of this math formula thing I'm dealing with,
I'm
okay?
trying to read. I'm trying to read this.
Yeah,
And they're just like, just why
right.
can't you stay in the nerdy department? Just let us
Yeah.
beat you. And you're like, well, we're gonna die otherwise.
Right. So then we come out. I call this Woody Norris disease, where you're really Woody Allen, but sometimes when they push you, you become Chuck Norris. Then you go back to being
Mhm.
Woody Allen. You're like, and then you're like, yeah, and then you go back to. So
Yeah.
that's Woody Norris disease.
Well, you
But
see,
it's
there's a
really,
beautiful thing in that, Yisha, because that's a beautiful combination. It really, if you have that center where you're just super intellectual, but also but have a very strong, a very healthy ability to connect with self-defense, security, violence if needed. You have both of those things and they come together beautifully. There's such a powerful thing in that. It's so great versus having only one or the other and not being able to tap into the other one.
yeah, okay, but not when you're failing on a global scale.
I completely agree. I completely
Not
agree.
when you're failing on a global scale. When you're not when you're failing on a global scale, then you have to rethink it. You have to you also giving up on basic PR assets is dumb.
Right.
So giving up on the Bible is dumb. Giving up on talking about moral army instead of badass army is dumb.
Hmm.
Okay. And there's other brands that I think that we've given up on, which are traditionally Jewish. I'll just give you one. I'm writing a book about this right now about this issue. Um, is medicine. Israel. You want to talk about high tech? You want to talk about startup nation? Our greatest startup has been forever medicine. Like Israel should be a hub of global medicine. It should be a hub for global medicine for tourists to come and do medical tourism and for people from around the world to come to our medical schools. It's like we should be a global hub of medicine. Global hub of medicine. And like nobody is going to talk smack about you when they came in and did their stuff in your hospitals. We should be building the world's biggest hospitals. We should be training an army of Jewish doctors, and people should be coming here to get their medicine done. We should have clinics that are easy for people from abroad to swipe a card, get their meds, get the stuff they need, and just be treated here. After your little treatment in the hospital, you go down to the Dead Sea for some recoup time. Or maybe maybe you're from Africa and you want to learn nursing or you want to learn medicine. You're going to come to the Jews. You're going to get a degree from Tel Aviv or Jerusalem or Beersheba. And you're going to display that proudly on your wall. You're going to be like, I studied with the Jews medicine, okay? The Jews taught me. And we know they're the best doctors in the world. We know that for thousands of years. And that's a gimme. That's a gimme brand. It's a gimme brand for the Jewish people. But we throw away the gimme brands in favor of slow bureaucratic socialism, in favor of thinking small and sending our kids to study in Bologna medicine in Jamaica. Are you kidding me? We're sending Jewish kids to study medicine in Jamaica, man? Is this a joke? Is that a joke? Like Jamaicans should be going to Israel to study medicine. That sounds right. That
Hmm.
sounds right to me. Jamaicans and everybody from around the world that wants to get great education medicine should be going to Israel, not the other way around. With respect,
I didn't even know that was a thing. Jamaica? What's
they have medical schools. God bless
Their
them.
world.
Hey, respect, total respect. I don't mean any disrespect. Quite the opposite. Respect. All I mean to say is Israel, like, use your assets.
Hmm.
Use your assets. Don't give away your assets. Don't sell ways. Buy the next thing to make ways even bigger. Don't give away the Hermon mountain range. Make it even bigger. Be big.
Hmm.
Stop thinking small. Be big. Use the brand assets that we have. Be badass. People respect that. Don't be don't be thinking that the world gives a hooey if you're prosecuting your own soldiers for being too tough. Nobody gives a damn. You do not earn any liberal points or progressive points when you go after your own soldiers for being too badass. You don't.
So true. So true. And
You don't win one liberal point.
you must be thinking about the Yamam soldiers that killed those two Palestinian Islamic Jihad guys the other day.
I don't care. Okay. I want my army to be big and badass. And if my army is a little too badass, then they could say, okay, guys, settle down. Your army is supposed to be a hungry, angry, dangerous dog. And then the other parts, the government's got to rein it in. Whoa. Okay, because we've got this tool in our hands that's this insane killing machine.
Hmm.
Just start with us, and we're gonna have to let it go on your face. Okay, that's what the army's supposed to be. Okay, I don't want it to be a nice army, a moral army, moral army. I don't need that. I need a strong army that the world is afraid of.
So true. So true. Yishai Fleisher says
Ah,
things.
it's so
Ah,
simple. And then I don't. And then when my army, when my guys shoot some terrorists a little bit too aggressively, well, whoop-de-doo, nothing
it's
happened.
crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that we didn't have enough Israeli spokespeople being like, yeah, we took out the trash. Do something about it. Tough
Yeah, what?
shit.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start with us. All right, yeah,
It's
our
ridiculous.
soldiers are a little too aggressive. What are we going to do? That's what happens when
Yeah.
you mess with us. They're just, they're because we gotta anybody that starts with us, we just get a bloodlust. We're just crazy. Our army's nuts. And let them think that, believe that. Maybe that's even
Yeah,
true.
that
Maybe
that
maybe our
is
soldiers don't want to see one more pregnant lady killed. So they were a little too aggressive with some total terrorists. Yeah, tough noogies. I could deal with that. That's fine.
couldn't agree more. I want to quickly pivot into the whole uh Candace Owensberg, Nick Fuentes Steen, the whole thing that you've been covering. It's interesting how Nick put out this video. He's talking to a couple of guys on a stream about how initially he was super anti-Israel, America giving Israel aid, but now he's noticing that the quote unquote militant Zionists, aka you and I, are understanding that America actually very much benefits from giving Israel money. And he says, and I quote, "Well, the militant Zionists believe that Israel should be fully self-reliant because then it wouldn't have America." Uh, it wouldn't allow America to give Israel to control Israel's actions in any way, and it would make Israel self-reliant. Yes, yes, you're getting it now, sir. You're understanding the point.
You
And he's
know,
like, we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want that. This way, maybe it's better to give them money.
Nick Fuentes is a sick dude. And he talked about murdering 6 million Jews because he can put 6 million cookies in the oven. He has said sick things about women, about black people, and he's got some serious internal issues. He's even
It's a lot.
admitted that he's
It's a lot of sexual tension, to be honest. He definitely needs a woman. Like, hopefully, whoever's going
yeah,
to actually.
and there's some talk about him being gay also and stuff like
He
that.
might be.
And
Could be.
that's all. But I actually find him to be intellectually much more sharp. He has what I would say an intellectual sense. He has a good sense about things,
Definitely, definitely,
and
definitely.
I like listening to him. I find him to be more entertaining. I can't stand, Tucker is a doll. He's a controlled doll.
Yeah,
If somebody writes a good script for him, he'll read a good script. Off script, he becomes loony, and he's clearly controlled.
correct.
Candace is vile. It's like a vileness. She's like a there's like a there's like a vile type of and she's like a classic type of anti-Semite who will, roll out all the tropes. She rolls every trope out, every trope, especially pedophilia and that whole thing and the Rothschilds and this, that. I don't listen to her because I find her to be both non-intellectually honest and just like a vampire, like no, vampire is not the right word. A kind of there's something like bloody and vile about her way, and I've no she just icks me out. But Fuentes, he has a keen sense of the Jews. He
Hmm.
he has a sense for the mission of the Jews, and it's interesting. I find it interesting. Some people have been upset with me that I covered him so much. I did like 2 3 videos, and people were upset with me like, why do you cover him and this and that. I get these emails. First thing I tell people, I cover what I think is interesting. So just leave me alone. Don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But I just thought it's interesting, and I thought that his meta understanding of the Jews, of the temple, of the power that's soon coming to Israel. He had an amazing video where he was like, "Do you see where this is all going? Like all the money and all the power is going to flow into Israel." And I'm like, this guy, instead of trying to shrink Israel, he fears its bigness. I like
Yep.
that. I like that. I like that. Anybody who fears our bigness and talks about our bigness is good for me. Is good for what I'm trying to talk about. Militant Zionism, ultra nationalism. Okay, all these terms are so silly. In the end,
Listen,
Israel is a nation state. It's supposed to survive. It's supposed to have certain independence. It wants to get along with the world. It wants to have, decent relations with the world. It wants to have decent relations with the Arab countries around us. It just does not want to be destroyed, and it wants to exist on our land. And there's nothing wrong with that. Israel's not here to destroy anybody, but Israel's not here to be pushed around either. Israel's here
Yishai,
to be an economic power, a military power, and a spiritual power. That's really what we're here to do, and to channel God's presence into this world through the advent of God's holy abode in this lower domain called Jerusalem. Jerusalem. That word, by the way, Jerusalem, is a beautiful word. It's one of the most beautiful words. Old Ethiopians, Jews, would die with the word Yerushalayim, Yerushalem on their lips, like Jerusalem. It's the
mhm.
heart of the whole thing, and so just Baruch Hashem for Israel, and lovers of Israel know the goodness that Israel is bringing to this world, and haters just want to cover it up because they want power for themselves.
I think Nick Fuentes actually, believe it or not, if the right people get to him, if he can absorb the right information from you and I, he will eventually become a pro-Jewish gent. But I think, first of all, whether he does or he doesn't is not exactly my concern. But I will say he has a huge following, and I happen to think that he does have enough intelligence, believe it or not, to think this. But I think a lot of this, to me, is a spiritual message where he is saying Jews. I feel like in a way God is sending an enemy. This is what I believe, and you're welcome to think differently. God is saying, I'm going to send a crackpot to verbally attack the Jewish people, to wake them up, to help them come back to reality, come to where they are, forget about the person, the physical human of who he is, come back to your roots, come back to spirituality, and people like Fuentes will start to not only love you but honor you. They'll actually be like, wow, they're actually doing it. They're doing the things that I was criticizing them about, and it's pretty awesome, and I respect it, and I think it's pretty cool. I really truly believe that it's
Well,
so.
I would say to you that what you just said is true, but I would even read it a little bit larger. The Lord is
Mhm.
sending us a lot of messengers right now, a lot of
No doubt,
messengers.
no doubt, no doubt.
He's sending us the great messenger Mamdani.
Hmm.
and he's sending us many other messengers. And we just read in last week's Torah portion in Vayetze, we read that at some point Lavan or Laban, his face turns on Jacob. Jacob recognizes that his face is no longer a welcoming face, and then he decides it's time to go home. And my friend Ari Abramowitz said, with I think a great insight, which is when you see that the face of Lavan has changed. And by the way, Lavan, that's his
Ari
name.
Abramowitz is the redheaded, the military guy, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's a good friend of
I
mine.
watch like 70, I watch like 70 to 80% of your videos, man. Just so you
Yafet,
know.
Yafet.
Okay.
So Ari
Easy.
Abramowitz, he said, and by the way, what do we call? What's the if I give me give me an iconic symbol of America? I say America. What's an iconic symbol of
Eagle.
America?
An
Okay,
eagle?
keep going. Okay. If I say, what's the capital of America?
DC, the White House.
The White
The pen
House. Lavan, the White House.
right.
Right.
Right, right,
So
right.
when the face of Lavan turns on you, then maybe it's time to go home. It's time to go home. And Hashem is sending, God is sending us many messengers. Mamdani, that video of Mamdani at the White House. Oh my gosh. I just realized, okay, America's changing. America's not changing because, America is bad. It's changing because it's time for the Jewish people to come home. And the Great American Project, I hope that it continues. But and we are thankful
Mhm.
for what America has done for the Jewish people, and we will remember it forever. But at the same
I know you.
time, in New York, especially, but now it's time for the Jewish people to realize that we're in the ingathering. Speaking of assets, we've waited for a long time for this ingathering, and now it's happening. So get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to the ingathering. And
I can
you
already
said,
hear my grandmother. I can hear my grandmother. She's
yeah.
definitely sitting. She's definitely sitting. There's a waterfall in the back. She's probably like, yeah, eating sushi. She loves sushi, and she's like, I can't. I don't want to curse up here. I don't want to curse up here. I don't think they're gonna like it. But what the hell are you all waiting for? I can already see she's. What are you waiting for? Get over there already.
If I was an American Jew, what I would do right now is buy an apartment.
Yeah.
And if I was Israeli, if I am Israeli, I am Israeli, but if I was the Israeli government, the thing I would do right now is build apartments for American Jews. Build apartments for them. Give them a place. I'm not saying they all have to leave America, but give them that option. Give them that space. Give them that ability. Give
Are
them
you saying a free place, like a place that I
no.
can just own?
Why should we? What? Nothing is free in the Jewish world.
All right.
But not expensive.
All right.
Build, baby, build.
I would
Supply and
buy.
demand.
I cannot do that now, but let me tell you, man, I would buy a place right now if I could. At least I would buy for sure. I'd buy a house right next to yours. I'd build a nice little. If there's a room in a front, I would just.
There's room, baby. You got to stop being small. Oof. Got to stop thinking small. Room. We got tons of room. We're like, I don't know what line is this and bureaucratic that and this international this and international that. The whole thing is
No, no.
wide open.
But that wasn't
Wide
even what
open.
I was saying. I was saying if there's room literally by your house, if there's space, because I know the houses are probably pretty mushed together.
They're not smushed together. This is Gush Etzion. It's
Yeah,
better than any American suburbia. It's awesome. It's
yeah, it is.
gorgeous.
It is really nice. One of
I
my
can't wait
favorite
till I get
buildings.
out today. Today is just a beautiful day out there today. We got to stop
Yeah.
being so small. We got to stop being so weenie-ish. Rafi,
Hmm.
for God's sakes, look at you. You're a successful guy. Like, what's the problem? Got to get help a guy like you. Just have an apartment here in Israel. Let's go.
I
Let's
know.
do this. Let's do this thing. We're such a bunch of weenies. Your grandma's eating sushi with the waterfall in the background. She's like, stop being a bunch of weenies. We have a land. We have a homeland. We're back. Let's do this. Bad guys, boom, smash them. Push them back. Be like, yo, new sheriff in town. God's back.
Damn.
Jewish people are back. Let's do this. What are we waiting around for? What are we? We're afraid of so many things. And my friend Zev Orenstein from City of David on Shabbat gave a great parable. Okay, a mashal, a great parable. He said the Jewish people are like the groundhog. Puxatani Phil. Okay, do you know about the groundhog? Are you familiar with the groundhog?
I mean, not in the reference, not what you're, not in regards to what you're talking about. I don't think so.
Okay, okay. In America, they got this town, and in that town, I think it's Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and there's this thing
Is
called
it
the
baseball? Are
groundhog.
we making a baseball reference, or is it totally
No, it's the
the groundhog?
groundhog. The
Okay,
groundhog.
the
There's a movie
animal.
called Groundhog Day, but the groundhog, what happens in America is if the groundhog sees his shadow, then he goes back into his little hole and there's a long winter. There's another like month or two of winter. And if he doesn't see his shadow and he comes out, then it's going to be summer. Okay. So people are familiar with this thing. So he says the Jewish people are like the groundhog. If we keep seeing our shadow, we keep being afraid, then there's going to be a long winter. But if we come out and we're like, no, there's no shadow, we're not afraid anymore, then there's going to be summer. You know what I mean? And
Yep,
we,
yep.
we we keep on pushing this like winter narrative. It's time to get out there and be big and be bold and beautiful. Push back on jihadis. Have a kick badass army. Have the world come to us for medicine. Uh, love love our Bible stories. Love our biblical stories. Share them with the world. Um, and just be so happy that the greatest gift that Jerusalem is being built is happening in our time. Make Jerusalem into the golden city. I have a dream that there's like 5 or 6 entrances to Jerusalem, roads, that at the entrance there'll be these big golden arches. And when you come in, you're like, I'm coming to the golden city, Yerushalayim. Right? Not like this smallness. Oh, Jerusalem. Oh, Yerushalayim. Oh, there's traffic in Jerusalem. It's Yerushalayim. Wow. Holy moly. Be big. Be bold. Be
Hmm.
proud. Build your Yerushalayim. Bring American Jews. Help them get an apartment. Invite people from around the world to speak to God in Jerusalem. Be big and get medical treatment as well. So that's just it. It's I tell people sometimes I'm like Hasbara. The whole thing about Hasbara is attitudinal. It's the whole thing is posture. Posture and attitude is everything. Information is secondary.
Well, Yisha, a girl, a wonderful young lady who maybe you've seen before. Her name is Talia. She's an Israeli. She's Israeli born, lived in Israel most of her life. She's been in the States for a bit. She does what we call hasbara, but she was on my show 2 weeks ago and she said, I'm tired of the term hasbara. I want to call it hatkafa.
That's cute.
And it was awesome, and a lot of people in the video is doing well. It's getting nice viewage, and a lot of people love that. And I was one of them. I think it's a great point. Hatkafa, for people who don't know, to hit, to attack, to be on the offense, I think is a great point. And she does that. She does that very. So do I. So and so do you. So it's great. I think that's what Melanie Phillips was. Melanie, is that her name? Melanie Phillips, right?
Yeah, Melanie for sure, of course.
That's what she was saying. She was saying the same thing. Our whole defensive strategy, or we're not really doing it. It's not what you think. It's not a genocide. It's not true.
Yeah, weeniness is definitely a problem, but we'll get over it. And so basically, my message is: A, weeniness doesn't work, and B, use your assets. You have great assets. Stop. When I was a kid, in some ways, I didn't realize I didn't believe that the things that I had strengths in were the important things for me to focus on. I was like, if I'm good at something that it's coming easily to me, that means that like that's not the important thing. I should focus on things that are hard for me. And I realized that that's totally wrong. And I always tell my kids, I'm like, look at your own strengths, assess what you're good at, and use that and develop that even more because those are gifts, and the gift needs to be developed. And that's the way to succeed in life is with the things that God has given you. Go with it. Recognize your powers and go with it. And same thing with Israel. It's like recognize what like the Bible. You should believe in God and follow the Bible, but you should definitely sell the Bible as one of your main narratives because that's your asset. That's what you got. So go with it, baby. Don't
See, I
like
have a
be.
joke.
Go
I
ahead.
no, I've I was holding a joke in for too long, and it has to come out. I feel like when you said when you were a kid, and my question is, were you ever a kid? Because I feel like when you were born, Yishai, and you popped out, you looked at the nurse and you were like, you know what? we have to stop being so small. And she goes, what do you mean so small? You're a baby. You go, no, 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 Israel. She goes, can you just get in your crib and go to sleep? You're like, that's the problem. We've been sleeping for too long.
It's funny you say that, Rafi. It's funny you say that because there's a little bit of more truth than than you probably would imagine. I'll tell you exactly what it is. And I actually think that it has contributed very much to who I am. And it happens to be that the day that I was born was the day that the Entebbe plane was taken hostage.
Wow.
And those first days of my life were days that the whole nation was praying and crying and hoping and looked at this horrible situation of the hostage situation that Israel faced with these, hostages, over 100 sitting in Entebbe, in Africa, in Uganda, and the day of my circumcision, the Brit Milah, was the day of the rescue. And I just think and that's the day that Yoni Netanyahu was killed. So I actually think that had some impact on my young development. I think that it had some impact on my young development. And so I that heroic moment where God, channeled Jewish heroism. Don't forget that was 3 years after the disastrous Yom Kippur War, and to bring that spirit back. And so I think that I am charged within my all of us are charged, and all of us have to contribute into this world. But yeah, to bring that strength back and to bring that spirit of Entebbe speaks to me. It speaks to me. Definitely speaks to me. And Entebbe was a great light and gave people a lot of new hope for a long time. And so we got to keep pushing that strength and that bravado and that courage, self-sacrifice, and just add with that the other component of holiness, love of God. Rafi, don't forget to put on your tefillin, okay? Your grandma told me to tell you that, and make sure you're putting on your tefillin every day, boy. And we gotta, and the synergy between our Jewish irreverence and our creative, unhampered energy, coupling that with subservience, conservatism, awe, and fear of God. Couple those two energies. Help them synergize you. That is the formula for great things for our nation and for the world through that.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I first of all, Grandma, I appreciate you sending the message through Yishai. There are
I
definitely some
love you.
days.
I love you, Rafi. God bless you. I'm praying for you up here every day. You're doing it. Keep doing it. Find that nice Jewish gal. Put on the tefillin. Come on.
That's exactly what you would say. It's so funny. It's almost like you met her. I wish you did, man. You would love that woman. I'm telling you,
Sounds
you
like an
guys would get
awesome
along
lady. I also
really.
love sushi. We could have had a sushi meal.
I love sushi too, man. So when I next time I'm in town, we got to grab some sushi.
Well,
Uh,
it's probably time for me to come visit Florida. I'm being like, I haven't found, like, I usually get the bug. I get the bug to fly. I get the bug to fly. I just have not had the bug to fly. It's been so busy here. And I just,
yeah.
and the Holy Land is so like, there's so much energy right now. And America just does not look so yummy to me. Just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I hear you,
I
man.
don't know what it is. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. I almost feel a little like sticker, like unsafe. Like what am I sticking my head into? I don't know. Like man, I'll stay here. People, oh, they're all coming here anyway. So like I just like, but like I probably need to get out and fly and have some sushi with you in Surfside or something.
I'd love that. I'd love that. But I have to make it a trip to Israel soon. Hopefully.
That's Barur.
Yeah, that is Baror indeed. So, Tojar Rabah, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. I do a
God
very
bless you,
good
Rafi.
I do a very good
Keep.
reform. I do an excellent reform impression, by the way, just so you know.
We should do a whole impression half. But it's time for me to go to
Yeah.
pray because I got to pray just to make it
Yes, yeah,
today.
and it's one and the reason, guys, I've been blinking my eyes 50 million times is because it's 2 a.m. by me and I'm tired and I have to be up in a few hours. Ladies and gentlemen, round two has come to an end with Mr. Fleischer. It has been such a pleasure. I always love talking to you. I had to chase you down a little bit to get this to happen.
That's actually
Um,
how that's how I deal with people. That's like one of my things is that like I'm like people that come to me, I think I treat them like people trying to convert to Judaism. I'm just like, no, no, no. And if somebody like passes through that like thing and just is like, no, I want to speak with you, I'm like, okay, fine. You know what I mean?
it's not.
I'm telling you, there's tons of people who have asked me recently, and I've said no, and you penetrated through
I
it.
just
That's it.
thought we know each other enough by now, where it wouldn't take so much work. But I guess I
I'm
was wrong.
busy. I'm
I'm
busy
not. Yeah, no, I'm not busy at
I'm
all. I have
not
a lot
saying
of
you're
time in the
busy
world.
also, but I'm busy. I can't be I want to tell you that my YouTube work and all that, that's the tip of the iceberg. I do a lot of other stuff which I love because I love my other passion in this world is beautification. And I work in Hebron to beautify holy sites, and that's my like that's what I think about going to sleep at night.
Right.
And that's my passion. And so like I'm just busy. But and talking is important, but getting stuff done is like at least it's got to be 51% of the time is getting real stuff done. So that's what I'm doing. But anyway, God bless you for chasing me down. Thank you for the opportunity to join you on your excellent channel, Soothing Semantics. And I really urge people to subscribe and to be part of your world. You're giving people a lot of perspective and knowledge and fun, and you caffeinate their mind. God bless you, Rafi, and thank you so much for hosting me today.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a beautiful closing message. Really, really appreciate it. Uh, Make sure to follow Yishai on all of his social media accounts. Follow his YouTube channel, Instagram, everything he's doing. If you're in Israel, make sure to meet up with him so he can give you a tour of the beautiful city of Hebron. Real estate, South Florida, get in contact with me. And that is a wrap. Peace. Okay, real quick, closing out.